Now we know that 7 cannot go into 2, so we have 2 stones. We can't have those remaining, so we're going to circle them and regroup them. So now this 1 becomes not 10, but we have 2 10s, so that's 21. So now we're going to count by 7s with 21. 7, 14, 21. So now I can put my groups. I have 0 groups here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups here. I have 0 groups here. And then I have 3 groups here. So our answer is 803, which is A. So our quotient was 803, and we had a remainder of 0. Again, you can check your work. You can multiply 803 times 7. 3 times 7 is 21. 7 times 0 is 0, plus 2 more is 2. And then 7 times 8 is 56. So 5,621, and that's what we started with, so it checks out. Alright, number 7. Tara wants to buy boxes of brownies to bake for her classmates and her teacher. Each box makes 9 brownies. Including Tara, her class has 28 students. Tara wants to give her teacher a brownie as well. How many boxes of brownies does Tara need to buy? So there's a lot in this problem. So Tara wants to buy boxes of brownies to bake for her classmates and her teacher. Each box has 9 what? Brownies. Including Tara, her class has 28 students. But Tara wants to give her teacher one as well. How many boxes of brownies does Tara need to buy? So since she wants to give her teacher one as well, are we going to just divide 9 into 28? Or are we going to add the teacher into the students and get 29? Well, we're just going to add the teacher into the students and get 29. So, 28 students plus 1 teacher equals 29. So our big D is 29. We'll say people now. Our little d is equal to 9 brownies. Our quotient is in the question, so how many boxes? And then our remainder always matches our big D, which is people. Okay, so we have 9 into 29. 9 cannot go into 2, but 9 can go into 29. How many times? Well, 9 times 3 is 27, and if I go another 9, it'll go too far. So I'm going to say that 9 can go into 29 3 times, and 9 times 3 is 27. So I'm going to subtract. 29 minus 27 equals 2. So I have 3, remainder 2. Well, this is where the remainder part comes in handy, because each box has 9 brownies, but she wants to get one for 29 people. So if she buys 3 boxes, that means she still has 2 people left out that don't have brownies. So what do you think we're going to have to do with this remainder? We're going to have to round it up so that each person gets a brownie. So instead of our quotient equaling 3, it's going to equal 4. Alright, you can also check your work, but when you round up, guys, you're not going to get 29. But you can check your work to see if you got the correct quotient with the remainder. So 3 times 9 is 27, plus 2 more is 29. Alright, number 8. Target's buggy lines can hold 8 buggies at a time. So I see 8 what? Buggies. if there are 212 buggies, again, I see 212 what? Buggies. At Target, how many lines does Target need to make in order to house all of the buggies? So, again, we'll list out big D, little d, Q, and R. So big D, we know is our biggest number, which is 212. 212 what? Buggies. Our little d is 8. 8 what? Buggies. Our quotient is always in our question. It says, how many lines does Target need? So we're looking for lines. So our quotient will be something lines. And then our remainder always matches our big D, and our big D is buggies. Okay. So, looking at this, before we even solve it, guys, if we come out with a remainder, are we going to drop it or round it up, or is it part of our answer? And I want you to think about this word all. For all of the buggies to be in a line, we would have to round it up to make sure that each buggy gets a line. So now we're ready to divide. 8 into 212, and we'll do sticks and stones this time. So we'll separate this. 8 cannot go into 2, so we'll take our 2 stones and regroup them. This 1 now becomes not 12, but 10, 20 plus 1 more, which is 21. Now we can count by 8. 8, 16. I know that if I go 1 more, 8 times 3 is 24, and that's going to go over 21. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I have 5 left over, so I'm going to circle that and regroup it. Oops, sorry guys. Okay, this 2, when we regroup it, since we have 5 10s left, this 2 is no longer a 2 or a 12, but it becomes a 52. So now we're going to count by 8s again. So when we do that, we have 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 54, but that goes over, so we cannot go 1 more. So now we got to draw our stones. So 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. So that leaves a remainder of 4. So I have 0 groups here. I have 1, 2 groups here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups here with a remainder of 4. Now, let's think about this. We already discussed that we're rounding up because right now we have 26 lines, but there's still 4 buggies left over, and they all have to be in a line. So that means we're going to have to round up our quotient, and so 26 plus 1 gives us 27. So our answer is D. Alright, number 9. Corey had 6,200 quarters in his collection. He lost 17 coins. How many coins does Corey have left? So automatically you're going to think to divide this because that's what we've been doing. But it says that he lost them. When you lose something, do you divide them or do you just subtract? Well, you just subtract. So literally, we're just going to subtract 6,200 minus 17. We can't take from 0. We can't borrow here. So we'll borrow from the 2. That becomes a 1. This becomes a 10. Again, we'll have to borrow. So that becomes a 9. This becomes a 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. 9 minus 1 is 8. We have 1. And then we have our 6. So our answer here is 6,183, which is B. All right, number 10. Natalie has 4,397 strips of paper. She divides them equally among her 3 friends, and she will keep the leftover strips herself. So I see 4,397 strips. She divides them equally among her 3 friends, and she will keep what is left over. That part's important. It says, how many strips of paper does Natalie get to keep for herself? So Natalie's getting what's left. So already I know that with the remainder, if we have one, that's going to be our answer, because they want to know how much Natalie's going to get, and she's getting what's left over. So our big D is 4,397 strips. Our little d is equal to 3 friends. Our Q is equal to strips as well. And then our remainder is equal to the strips. Alright, so now we're going to divide 3 into 4,397. 3 can go into 4 one time. 3 times 1 is 3. Subtract. You get 1. Bring down your 3. 3 can go into 13 4 times. 3 times 4 is 12. Subtract. You get 1. Bring down your 9. 3 can go into 19 6 times, which is 18. Sorry guys, I'm going into this problem. And so 19 minus 18 is 1, and then bring down your 7. And then 3 can go into 17 5 times, which is 3 times 5 is 15. So then you have 2. So there's a remainder of 2. And it's asking how much paper, or how many strips of paper does Natalie get to keep for herself. And that's what's left over. So she only gets 2 pieces of paper for herself. Alright guys, for 11, I want you to solve this by yourself. And then for 12, you do not need to do this. We will do this together in class on Thursday.